Hello there everyone, Ash and Flash here, and welcome on into a early LEGO Ideas 2025 set review. Today we're looking at set number 21360. This is the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory LEGO Ideas set number 68. Has 2,025 pieces, retailing for $219.99 USD or $279.99 Canadian. This is really exciting. I think this is just a classic film, and I love that it's being turned into a LEGO set here. Some of the play features and different things throughout this looks like a lot of fun. I think the characters here that you're getting as well, they really nailed that. I don't know, just some of the details throughout this. I'm really excited to actually build this. This is also really cool to me because I actually did a video trying to support one of the previous submissions for this a long time ago. And here it is as an actual set. So I'm really excited about this. Let's go ahead. Let's take a closer look at this. All right, we're going to do things a little bit differently here. We're going to start with the minifigures because I want to talk about this. This is one of the most iconic films of all time, and this performance by Gene Wilder here as Willy Wonka is just perfect. And to get this as a minifigure is a dream come true. I love the top hat here, how that is molded into this newish yellow gold color. I think that looks and works really well. I love the smile that he's got there, and then on the other side he's got this little smirk, which I think is perfect too. The back torso has some printing, as well as the front with the bow tie, as well as the whole jacket continues into the legs. He's even got his cane here included as well, which is just a Harry Potter wand. How could you not include some Oompa Loompas in the set? I think this hairpiece is so perfect for them. I love the torso that they've created. Looks really great there. And you can see that the face, there's a male Oompa Loompa. So you've got this smile there and this generic expression on the other side. And then there's also a female one there too. Same printing and everything for the torso, but you've got a similar expression where you've got a smile on one side and on the other, again, a straight face. Here is Augustus Gloop, who looks great. I really like the torso printing there for him. The legs there too. The shorts look great. And the Superman hair here in dark tan is awesome. I love the little curl. You could see underneath that he's got a face there where it's just a smile, but on the other side he's eating the chocolate from the chocolate river there, and his mouth is covered in chocolate. That's crazy. Also included for each of the kids is the golden ticket. I love how that looks there on that 1x2 tile. Here is Veruca Salt, who looks great with the hair. I think that's a good choice, as well as the skirt piece there in red. You could see that she's got a pretty detailed torso with all those buttons, and I like the collar there. She's got a little mischievous smile on one side, I feel like, and on the other this upset expression, and she does have mid-legs there. Here is Violet Beauregarde, who looks great. I really like the torso that they have for her. Also using the hair there for Hermione and face is kind of interesting that that's both being used for her. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a face or a head to swap out to have her actually turning blue. I thought maybe they would have used that piece that they created for the prize machine and everything this year that they used in Harry Potter as well to blow up Aunt Marge. That would have been perfect to roll her away. And here is Mike TV, who's got his hat sort of around his neck there on the back. I don't know about those two studs. I feel like that's one too many. That looks much better there. I think they should have just done that. But anyways, looks really great. You've got a awesome little cowboy outfit there. The torso looks great with all of the tassels, the belt, the collar. You can see here the back torso has all the tassels continuing there too. The face there, he's got this sort of sad expression on one side and this smirk on the other. When you put the cowboy hat on him, you actually can see the face underneath, so that's why it's around his neck. Otherwise, they would have had to come up with like a hair and hat combo or give him a new face. Here is Charlie Bucket, who has no torso printing, which I feel like is such a shame. I know he's just got a sweater on, but even a collar or something. This is a very iconic character for film. So, I don't know. The mid-legs, though, look great in that color. And the face, I think, works well for him. I don't know about the hair. It does work. I don't know what the solution is, but this face here belongs, of course, to Anakin. Here is Grandpa Joe, who looks great, I think, with that face. But the thing that I don't get is the outfit. Like, The suit is black, in my opinion. You could go gray, but it's one color. So I don't know what's going on here. But the face looks incredible. I think the hairpiece is so smart. And just that mustache, I love that so much. And as well, this sort of smile on the other side looks really great. They captured the likeness here, I think, for everybody when they made a new face really well. All right, so the main build of this is sort of a diorama of sorts. It doesn't have the black stand, which might have actually been kind of cool since we did have another classic film recently, Jaws, actually have a diorama with a quote and different things. But anyways, if you continue to spin this around, you can see that there's actually a little bit of an interior here. Not much, but there's a little bit of stuff hidden in the back here to talk about, which we actually need to start with. So this room is a couple of rooms slapped together here, which is interesting. So it's Willy Wonka's office at the end that has all the furniture like cut in half here. You could see even you've got this sticker of this flower pot there in half, and even this little seat, which I think is really cute too, how they've cut that in half. You can still sit him down, though, inside there. You could see that they're inspecting the chocolate bar there and the letter, as well as there's a little quill. Again, something cut in half on the side there. You have some colorful pipes there, as well as this. You actually turn, and what's that moving there? You have the agreement that they sign, that the text gets smaller and smaller as you go down. But then also here on the sides, you have the lickable wallpaper, which is really interesting that that's also thrown in here. But up at the top here, we do have a little bit of a second floor, including this wheelbarrow for the Oompa Loompas, but you've got some chocolate there as well. And then here you could see this is actually the Wonka Vision there with little Mike TV shrunken down there. And there's some like presents in the corner. And to enter into the chocolate factory here and start the tour, the door can actually open up. So you can't even see where you enter in from, but that door is really well hidden and it blends in with the rest of this little environment here where the Oompa Loompas are seen working. You've got a little whisk there, as well as a bunch of different flowers and vines up above. You have a bucket here, as well as a bag of cane sugar. You can have the Oompa Loompas pour it into there, turn on the taps and turn the dials, different things, and then have it pour down actually into the chocolate river here, which is crazy to see this all. Oh my goodness. Like it's so colorful, and I don't know where to take you on this journey. We'll start with this waterfall. Since you already saw how the mechanism works from the other side, let me show you what it looks like here. So you just turn the dial and it'll actually flow. And that is so cool. I was so concerned. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look good when you see it like this. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look great. There's big gaps up there at the top. And then they added this piece up there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so perfect. And this is what the waterfall looks like here from the back. I just want to make note of the actual chocolate river. You've got all of these dark brown studs for a little bit of like a bubble effect. But then here you could see we've got like the poop pieces. And I think that's interesting because it's almost like it's dripping down. So I like how that effect works and looks over there as well, how they've got a lot of bow pieces. And you've got some more bow pieces and tiles all throughout this here too. All right, so we're going to follow the path and start off here. I like how there's a little bit of grass and everything hanging out over the side here. But this is one of my favorite bits of decoration. It's a minifigure head inside of the Mysterio fishbowl piece in transparent pink for like a big gumball. You've got this little berry bush there, as well as more little gumballs there, the Rivendell pieces. You have these small little lollipops there too, which is a cute print. This looks really crazy too, using some of the new little candy pieces for 2025, as well as attached to these whip pieces. You've also got these lollipops here too, which are just so massive. I love how that looks and works. There's this awesome tree here, and I love all the leaves that they have, and you actually build the same thing on the other side, but this looks so cool with all the different orbs on top there too. It just looks so colorful, and I love the effect that they have here for this. All right, I'm just going to move everything because I want to show you these pipes coming out of the ground. They look great. I love the transparent pink pieces there and these tubes too. Like, that's so fun, adding to the factory feel of it. And they actually go into this side rock face here for the waterfall. I really like this as well. Just a little bit of the factory facade here with the windows and the dark red. You've also got these poles here sticking out. I think that's supposed to be further away, and then we've got these that are a lot closer to us here. I really like the designs for these pillars. I think that's a really cool detail here. And this pathway that you can see goes all the way around here. So you've got all these little gumballs around, this mushroom that you see people eating from, as well as the little teacup flowers here that you see Willy Wonka drinking from as well. I love the cup pieces there in yellow. You've got this big candy cane tree and plant there, so you've got 3 candy canes included, and you saw this before. It's just the exact same build, but nonetheless still amazing. What's that hidden under the bridge? We have a really interesting reference. It's a big build of it, but it's supposed to be the everlasting gobstopper there, so that's really cool that they decided to include this. We just got to keep it away from Slugworth. I like the bridge design there. That looks really nice with all these flowers in these different colors. And you've even got some more here on the other side on those steps. But of course, there is a ferry included too. And there's no real way to connect this except for, I think, just this one stud up there in the front. And it lines up perfectly with the path. That's pretty cool. But other than that, I wish that this was more connected. I think that this could have maybe had like a better spot to attach it to so that the chocolate could like be coming up on the side. The instructions don't tell you how to place it. It's actually placed further back and just loosely there. So I don't like that. Again, to talk about Jaws, I feel like that's so much better because the ship is in place there. Here is the ferry, which is a really interesting design. I think that some of the building techniques used here is really just something special. I really like some of the stickers here too in the front with this design there, as well as the W there for Wonka. You can see over here on the other side, it's the same thing reflected. You have this flag there in the center and this really strange decoration there at the front of the ship. I thought it was steering, but no, it's just a part of the decoration. Speaking of decorations, you can see here in the back, you've got some more stickers there for the rudder there, and that's actually repeated on both sides. The water wheel can actually turn and spin. I think that's really cool. It doesn't move when you actually move the ship along, which I think is a bit of a shame. This canopy on the top looks really cool, as well as this big ring that's attached to. And if you want to, you could easily remove it to gain access to all 6 of the seats here. I love how they've thought it through that the 2 middle ones there are for the people who have like the skirt and the hat that wouldn't be able to sit on an actual seat, but then they can still sit inside of the ferry. There's also a spot in the front there for that stud for you to put an Oompa Loompa to actually have them driving this, and then you can sit this back there and have them go down the chocolate river. All right, so looking at the instruction manual here, you could see on the front just this product image, and on the other side we have the ferry. But opening this up, you can see that, of course, this is an idea set, so we got to talk about the fan designers here. So you can pause and read about them here. You can see the 2 quotes, as well as the original submission that was submitted a couple times, I think. So glad, again, that it was finally picked. You can pause and read here. You've got some reference images here. Moving on, you've got a bunch of different product shots, some more little paragraphs that you could pause and read. And we've got little blurbs about each of the characters included in the set as well. And then you're into the build, and there's no little tidbits of information scattered throughout this, unfortunately. Anyways, everyone, that is my review of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory set. I think this is a great set. It's so colorful. It's so fun. The minifigures in here are really great. Could they use some new prints and different things for sure, but you still have so many here. I love that all 5 golden tickets are included. Just the colors and all the prints for the different parts of the build here too is just so much fun. The Easter eggs inside. Oh my goodness, this was just such a fun experience building this while watching the film for the first time in years. Truly a magical set for a magical movie. But what do you think of the set? Be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notification so you don't miss out on future LEGO Ideas set news and reviews just like this one. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.